Hello everyone, we are Group 4 and we are here to share our insights on the topic AI impact on democracy, mis and disinformation.
Starting with the introduction, we decided to divide it into three main parts: topic overview, purpose of the research, and literature information provided by the research. Topic overview includes main informations about our project. The project aims to show how important of a part of our everyday life AI has become. We want to show that despite its widely praised virtues, AI can possess threat to the democracy we commonly know. Starting from the deep fakes all the way to generating artificial and false information aimed at attacking the structure of entire countries and the way of thinking of their citizens. Purpose of the research goes over the general theme of our project. During our research, we focused on finding reliable and proven sources, thanks to which we can provide the most accurate data in order to avoid chaos and spreading disinformation on our topic. The project also aimed to investigate the effects of AI in mis and disinformation in order to help understand the problem and the key role AI plays in both of these. Literature provided information includes a few bullet points regarding the knowledge we gained during research. Firstly, AI worsens the disinformation by enabling realistic fake content. Secondly, there are two types of AI that can impact democracy: AGI and task-specific AI. Thirdly, AI can affect democratic elements and systems. What's more, AI-driven content can have a negative impact on economical part of our country. AI can also have a negative impact on public opinion using deepfakes, and lastly, AI can ruin the political trust in our countries.
To explore the effects of AI-generated disinformation on democratic systems, we conducted a small survey to understand its perception, influence on political opinions, and trust in democracy. Our research focused on two key questions. Are people aware of the presence of AI-generated disinformation in their media consumption? And also, how does exposure to such disinformation and misinformation affect political opinions and trust in democratic institutions? The survey was conducted over 4 days using Google Forms, featuring 13 questions and gathering responses from 40 participants in total. It addressed topics such as awareness of AI-generated disinformation, its influence on political opinions, trust in democratic systems, and attitudes towards regulations. The survey link was shared via personal networks, social media, and email. However, the study also faced some limitations, including a small sample size, convenient sampling, potential selection bias, and first and foremost, the absence of geographic data, which limited the generalizability of our findings. The respondents were predominantly women aged 25 to 34 and primarily students or professionals. Many reported encountering AI-generated disinformation with mixed views on its influence on political opinions. While some noted slight effects on trust in democratic institutions, others reported no significant impact. Confidence in identifying AI-generated disinformation and misinformation varied significantly among respondents. A large portion reported feeling natural or unsure about their ability to discern disinformation from legitimate content, indicating a gap in awareness and recognition skills. Despite this uncertainty, many respondents actively engaged in fact-checking behaviors. Common strategies included consulting multiple sources, assessing the credibility of websites, and also verifying information through trusted news outlets or expert opinions. There was also a notable preference for collective solutions to address the problem. A majority of participants expressed strong support for implementing regulations to control the spread of disinformation. This included calls for stricter oversight of social media platforms and the development of technical tools to identify and flag AI-generated content. So to sum it up, our study addressed two key questions. As I said in the beginning, the first examined whether AI-generated disinformation significantly influences political opinions, and the results showed that 52.5% of respondents reported no impact on their political views, suggesting a limited influence. The second question focused on whether AI-generated disinformation harms trust in democratic institutions. Here, 47.5% of respondents said their trust was unaffected through some noted moderate erosion over time. So while AI-generated disinformation appears to have a limited impact on political opinions, its potential to moderately undermine trust in democratic institutions cannot be ignored. These findings highlight the importance of addressing both the quality and frequency of disinformation to safeguard democratic systems.
During our research, we also looked at some international cases regarding this topic. For example, something from the recent US elections. Prior to the election, there has been a lot of fear that AI will start the elections and have great effect. According to some US newspapers, more than half of the adults were wary of it. Some fakes and false information has indeed spread, such as a voicemail from Joe Biden or a Trump's picture with Taylor Swift stating that the singer would support him, or certain allegations that Trump opened up governor positions for his supporters. However, the overall effects were much less than anticipated, but experts are saying that by the coming years, AI will even grow further and potentially have greater effects if it's not regulated. When we look at another case in Brazil, one of the candidates in 2022 election was also spreading news of election fraud and questioning the whole electronic voting system, which created confusion and mistrust between the voters and the government. Fakes were also circulating via social media such as Telegram, and as a response, the government suspended its operation. However, that resulted in critics about the concentration of power over content moderation. Following these issues, 2 years later, in 2024, Brazil approved rules on prohibition of using artificial intelligence in political campaigns, such as false content, fabricated or manipulated material. Regarding elections in Europe, there were also many AI-generated content concerning the candidates. However, according to experts, these were more effective in harassing the politicians and causing confusion rather than changing people's opinion or swaying votes. Now let's take a look at the key takeaways from these cases. That it's very important to mention that the effect of AI-created misinformation is very difficult to measure because we don't know what may have changed people's opinion or whether it was efficient or not. It can, however, lead to voter suppression by sharing fake information about time, location, and processes. That can lead also lower participation. There's also a difficulty in identifying the origin of content and what was its original purpose, source, message, and also at the moment there are not many regulations regarding AI content in elections and democracy.
While AI promised numerous benefits, there is a rising concern over AI-driven disinformation revolving around its ability to manipulate public opinion, disrupt elections, and make people lose their trust in democratic institutions by rapidly spreading false or misleading content at a large scale. AI can be used to create fake or misleading information aimed at specific political groups or minorities, taking advantage of people's biases and making targeted campaigns. This can also lead to more echo chambers where people only hear information that confirms their existing beliefs. Over time, they are not going to know what to trust anymore, leading to increasing distrust and skepticism. Identifying and isolating fake news is a huge challenge today. Lack of transparency and accountability doesn't help the case either.
To reduce the negative impact of AI in democracy, we suggest to make the following recommendations. First of all, it's very important to have strong regulations, and governments and international organizations should enforce these regulations on AI transparency. And there has to be a greater awareness and education available so everyone can learn about the risks of artificial intelligence and develop skills to find and identify credible sources. And lastly, it is very important to learn from previous mistakes, identify patterns of AI-created content, and try to prevent them from happening again. And with that, we would like to thank you for your attention.